A lot of people that get into business coaching come from the corporate world. They come from an area where they've done an MBA. My story is the opposite. I ran a business. I worked 80, 90 hours a week. I worried every Friday about cash flow and whether or not I had enough money in the bank to pay the wages. I continually found myself making up for the shortcomings of my staff or doing the job for them or just not finding the right good people. And the reason I fell in love with the concept of business advice is when that chapter of my life came to an end and I exited that business and I was looking around for something else to do. The opportunity to get involved in business advice came up. And if I'm honest, originally I was quite dismissive. I was like, what do you know about my business? You'd have known nothing. But after some conversations and cajoling, very clever people showed me some very clever stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed in my business. And I just love it. And this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So it was more, how do I express it? A lot of people come into business coaching with a bit of an ego because they think they know how to run a business and so they want to go and show other people how to do it. I'd probably come in it from the other end. I'd ran a business. I'm not saying I'd run it brilliantly, but someone had shown me the sort of help that was available. That was the help I needed. So that's why I want to go and do it.
So would you reckon if someone would have showed you earlier in your lifetime how to run the business, you would have been more successful?
100%. The reason I exited the business I was in was because I was working very, very long hours and I had a young family. I met a guy last week, actually, I've just started working with, who's doing something very similar to what I used to do. He's working 7 days a week, probably pulling 12, 13, 14-hour days. He's got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and he was telling me this story, and I thought it was like looking in a mirror. Because I was like, oh my God, this was me. You are me 20 years ago. Now, my solution wasn't to call Gary, because I didn't know Gary existed. My solution was to sell the business. That was how I got out. And I had a stock choice. It was family or business. If I'd have known I existed and I'd have had to help someone like me, I'd probably still own that business now because it was making me the money that I wanted to make. It just was destroying my lifestyle. So yeah, 100%. 100%.